how do we approach an opponent like Sevilla that on paper looks like a team that we should be beating? But as the season has told us, and with respect to the only game we've actually lost this season, we should know by now not to underrate any opponent. It's the same Sevilla that probably has a better European pedigree than Arsenal Football Club. Who is the bigger club? We're definitely the bigger club. But in the context of approaching this game, we need to be ready. And when I say we need to be ready, not just the players need to be ready, the fans need to be ready. We need to be able to approach this game like a big game, like a game that we're not just expected to walk into Sevilla and grab the 3 points. Mikel Arteta needs to come up with a game plan, right? We need to decide from the get-go, what do we want to do? Do we want to go full press? Because I watched the Sevilla game against Real Madrid. This is a very, very, very decent side. Right? All facets of their game, they deserve to win that game against Madrid. We're talking about playing against one of the best teams in the world. And they stood their ground. And they've changed the coach. And you know how Arsenal reacts to new manager bounce. But if we do the fundamentals right, and if our big game players, our big boys who are supposed to carry us, because at the end of the day, you need your squad to carry you. What is the selection going to be like? What is the emphasis going to be upon? What is the strategy to approach this game? What is our fullbacks going to be doing? Are we going to be inverting into the midfield? Do we have the stranglehold that we typically have on games that will allow us to invert Zinchenko into the midfield? Is it better to go with Tomiyasu as left back over Zinchenko, going for strength and power over technical ability? Are we going to start Thomas Partey for the first time in probably 2 months? There's a lot of questions. Who plays on the wings? Leandro Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli? Who plays the left 8? Harvetz or Fabio Vieira or Declan Rice? If you can delete my memory and let me forget what happened on Saturday between Arsenal and Chelsea, right? For this away game, based on the opponent, I would be tempted to play a Thomas Partey in the 6 and a Declan Rice in the left 8, right? To help us control transitions, and because it's going to be a physical battle. These teams play fast and they play hard. But I'm almost tempted to play Leandro Trossard in the left 8. I've been a big proponent of trying Leandro in that role. I've seen him a couple of games during preseason, Arteta making that decision to play Leandro. The problem with playing Leandro in the left 8 is, ideally, I would want Tomiyasu to play left back, right? So that we are not losing too much in terms of physicality. In the sense that when you play Leandro as left 8, that's somebody who is not very physical, who is not very particularly strong on the defensive side of transition. Now you have left 8 is weak physically. You have a left back who is also weak physically. So Arteta is poised with choice. Like, you have the players. That is the truth. And you have the players that you wanted. And you have been a very excellent coach for us. Now you have to deliver. You have to deliver in the sense that we know none of this competition is a cakewalk. Like, we just walking through and pick up the 3 points and do whatever we want. We understand that. Any Arsenal fan who is out there who doesn't understand fundamentally that we are a good team on our way to being a great team, and there's still going to be some bumps on the road, is just delusional. You're just absolutely delusional. You got a taste of it when we went away from home in the French league to play Lens, and they were electric. Lens played exactly the same way Chelsea played. They flooded the midfield and they were absolutely on it. They were absolutely physical. It's the same way. There's a template. The template is to stifle the midfield, stifle the service of Odegaard, harass Odegaard. Odegaard needs to rise. Odegaard is not a player who is particularly adept at rising up to physical challenges, right? You see in the Lens game, you see how Declan Rice looks head and shoulders above every single Arsenal player. He is a monster physically. An absolute monster, a duel master. He's a master of 50-50. But against Chelsea, we played Rice, Odegaard, and Jorginho in midfield. A midfield that was highly combative, highly physical, a lot of transition, a lot of loose balls. And what did we see? We see Jorginho couldn't keep up to the pace of the game. We saw Odegaard, after being harassed for 20-30 minutes, lost his flow, lost his technical security, was trying passes that he would never try on a normal day. He would just keep it ticking and wait for the right moment to release Bukayo or to play those combination plays that we've become used to. But it wasn't there. So the question will be, do we want to go physical? Because if you want to go physical, you play Harvetz down the middle, right? You play Saka on the right. You play Martinelli on the left. You play your Partey and Declan Rice in the midfield. And you ask Odegaard, bro, absolutely, you need to be on point. You need to rise to this challenge. And you need to keep the ball in those areas you usually keep it. And nobody's going to teach Martin how to play football. He's an excellent footballer. He's one of the best players in his position in world football. But we've seen a flaw in his game. It's the truth. Every player is a system player in a sense that the whole ability of a coach, what you call a world-class coach, is a coach who takes a group of players together with different skill sets and fuse it into something that accentuates the abilities, the individual abilities of these players, and progresses the team into getting results together, right? So we've been able to protect the part of the skill set of Odegaard that is not very good, and make the part of his skill set that is great so obvious, right? Circulating the ball, rotating the ball in between the lines. Odegaard is not particularly adept at finding the last pass. I've had this conversation several times with a lot of people. What he's good at is the pass before the last pass. It's the intricacies, the ball control, his ability to turn on his sixpence, his ability to do 1-2s, just create space and wiggle rooms for players like Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus to do damage. So we're going to need our captain, El Capitano, to be on point in Sevilla, and we're going to need him at his best, his very best, to be able to carve out a win and bring back our Champions League run on the right track, because we need to top that group. By game week 5, we need to be assured of topping the group. What that means is we need to win our next 3 games. I don't care if we win 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. We just need to win. So get it done. Right? The players are fit. Bar Juventus Timber, I think every single Arsenal player is fit. Thomas Partey is back fit. He was training today. Martinelli is fit. Leandro Trossard is finally back and he scored against Chelsea. So he should be confident, full of confidence. Bukayo Saka had 90 minutes in his legs. He hasn't played for the last 2.5 weeks and he played against Chelsea. So we should see better performance from him. Gabriel Jesus was absolutely battered. Right? The collision with the Chelsea goalkeeper was horrible. But we can put Jesus on the bench. That's the opener of having a squad. Play Kai. I believe Kai can do a job. He can do a really, really good job against Sevilla. Play him down the middle. Let him hold on to the ball. Let him come do combinations with Odegaard and the likes. And let's see what he can do. Bring Jesus 60-65 minutes to finish out the game. We have a lot of options. We have Kiwior that we can use at left back. That is why Mikel Arteta is paid the big bucks to make these big decisions, to get the very best out of the playing squad. That is his job. Excuse me. Hopefully we can see the very best out of our team on Tuesday, and Mikel can come to the party because we need him. We need Martin to shine. We need Thomas Partey back in the base of that midfield. So my ideal starting 11 will be Kai down the middle, Martinelli or Trossard down the left, Saka on the right, Martin Odegaard, Partey, and Declan Rice. Or Martin Odegaard, Fabio Vieira, and Thomas Partey. We have Rice and the back four keeps as the back four. Right, I want to see Partey and Zinchenko in that midfield. Instead of Zinchenko inverts in, I want to see how they play together. The second half, based on the flow of the game, based on the challenges that we're facing in that game, we can bring on Declan Rice and Gabriel Jesus to finish out the game strongly, right? The bench is going to be very important this season. Hopefully, we're going to rise onto the challenge. My prediction is 2-1 Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the content, and thank you for having me. Goodbye. Stay blessed.